about the sentiments of our name and our pin, and ingrained in the fiber of every member is the Teak spirit. A spirit typical of our fraternity, a spirit that does not shrink from sacrifice, that knows no defeat, a spirit indomitable.
Perhaps it is that spirit that provides the additional motivation to our many leaders in business and industry. Over the years, Teaks have been responsible for the success of such companies as Burlington Northern Railroad, Walgreens, Hooters Restaurants, Hilton Hotels, Chrysler Corporation, Noble Robin's Pizza, Campbell Soup, United Airlines, Prudential Insurance, Dow Chemical, Standard Oil, Hewlett-Packard, Monsanto Chemicals, and thousands more. Whether in a major corporation or a small family operation, Teaks everywhere are responsible for the continued success and operation of our business world. Maybe it is that spirit that gives our government leaders the vision to direct our national matters in a responsible manner. While the most notable of the Teak politicians is the 40th President, Ronald Reagan, the fraternity has also been well represented on Capitol Hill. Currently, for the first time in history, Teak has more members serving in the U.S. Congress than any other fraternity. This remarkable distinction, coupled with the many state and local leadership positions held by Teaks, shows the remarkable ability of our members to earn the trust and respect of others and effectively lead our country. Perhaps it is the Teak spirit that provides the stars of stage and screen with the passion and determination to entertain the world. Numerous celebrities and entertainers over the years have found a home in TKE. The most renowned, obviously, is the King, who was initiated into Beta Psi chapter at Arkansas State University in 1960. Frater Elvis is joined by many other Teaks in entertainment, including Les Paul, inventor of the electric guitar, a multitude of big band leaders from Lawrence Welk to Freddie Martin, actors ranging from the Virginian to Hunter to Arliss, vocal groups including the Letterman, the Everly Brothers, the Four Lads, the Four Freshmen, and TV personalities like Merv Griffin and Danny Thomas. Science, technology, literature, and the arts have also benefited from the ingenuity and resourcefulness provided by the Teak spirit. Whether in the development of synthetic rubber, advancements in cancer research and immunology, Nobel Prize-winning research in nuclear astrophysics, Pulitzer Prize-winning writing, or extensive involvement in the military, Teaks have provided immeasurable benefit to mankind over the course of our history. And the contributions of Teaks have even gone beyond the bounds of the Earth. From the building of the NASA Space Shuttle launch platform by past Grand Preakness Jack Fisher, to the coordination of the Shuttle Command Center by Frater Bob Seek, to the record-breaking space journey by astronaut Gerald Carr, Teak has proven the infinite contributions of its membership to the advancement of the world. And maybe that Teak spirit provides the jolt of adrenaline needed for the athlete or coach to put his team over the top. It certainly made the difference for the likes of NFL founder Papa Bear Hallis, who coached the Chicago Bears to countless national championships. New York Yankee Moose Skowron, who was the third man in history to hit a grand slam in the World Series. Olympic gold medalist Sim Ennis and Doug Blueball. Notre Dame basketball coach Digger Phelps, who had a record-setting career. Pro Football Hall of Famers Phil Simms and Terry Bradshaw, who quarterbacked more winning Super Bowls than any other fraternity. Whether coaching or playing, college or pro, Teaks have continued to set the standard in virtually every sport imaginable.
Success can sometimes be defined in part by how a person deals with defeat. In an extraordinary career, Bob Nardelli was denied the chance to run the largest company in the world, so he took his skills learned while working at GE, applied them to a struggling retailer, and built not only a successful turnaround, but continued a very successful career.
I might have something down here for you.
We're excited about this, Mike. I think
when Bob Nardelli took over as the CEO of Home Depot, he had never worked in retail.
We had the lifetime service warranty on this product.
So he went on a tour. 7 stores, 7 cities, 7 days.
My job was to sort out those things that we really wanted to covet, the things that we wanted to build into the future. And how do we do that in a consistent manner?
How about that? Bravo, bravo.
Nardelli knows about meeting goals. He did, after all, spend 30 years working for Jack Welch at General Electric. But Welch passed him up for the top job at GE, and Nardelli wasted no time moving on. He was CEO of Home Depot a week later.
To say you were not disappointed would be a misrepresentation. You know, it's what you train for. But look, you train to lead a company. You develop your skills, you hone your skills to be able to provide the leadership.
How are you?
And it was the first change in leadership at Home Depot in the company's 22-year history, as CEO and co-founder Bernie Marcus stepped aside and put Nardelli in charge.
There seems to be some concern.
Within Home Depot, there was concern that Nardelli would try to GE-ize the company and its culture.
It would have been a huge mistake to come in and start using Six Sigma jargon. The associates may have thought I was talking in tongue. The important thing was to bring the process, to bring the tools and the methodology to go through problem solving. They can control, merchandising. They can control.
Deals with suppliers were renegotiated and centralized.
If you can imagine at least 16 separate buying offices, a supplier would have to convince the head of each department in each buying office. So just the logistics of that, we can clean this up pretty quickly.
The reporting structure was also streamlined.
We did a lot of delayering. We spread the organization out, and now we're bringing it back in a very constructive manner.
There was a new commitment to refurbishing stores. Paint centers were introduced.
It was the fastest reset ever done in the history of the company. We did every store in 90 days. The most innovative set of...
Space was cleared to sell bigger ticket items.
We were kind of locked into a thought that if you can't sell it out of a rack, you won't sell it. Well, the fact is, we weren't selling it. Today, we've gone from 0 to 3rd in the market in the appliance business. The ability to bring it into our stores...
And exclusive contracts were signed with popular vendors.
We'll sell over 200,000 John Deere tractors first year. Average ticket of $2,000.
Those changes have yielded results. A new store opening every 43 hours.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You have a great day.
New stores mean new jobs, and lots of them. Home Depot will hire 40,000 people this year, as it has every year since Nardelli arrived.
I need a head cashier. If you could just ask her a second.
A success-sharing plan pays out $16 million in cash to hourly employees who reach annual sales goals.
And it's not going anywhere on you.
19 million hours a year are spent on employee training.
Change the chandelier?
Yeah.
Those same employees put in 7 million hours of volunteer service in their communities. Nardelli has achieved all of those changes at Home Depot in just 3 short years. Joining me now, James Citron, the author of The 5 Patterns of Extraordinary Careers. Jim, Nardelli's story is fascinating. He didn't miss a beat, quite literally, when Jack Welch said, "You're not the guy."
A week later, he went to Home Depot, and what's so great about Bob and Home Depot, for now, it's all about Home Depot. He's excelling, and he is hitting on all cylinders.
Understand the value of you.
This is how careers really work, and understanding that is a key. 2 is how you work with people, making those around you successful. And Bob Nardelli, we didn't get a chance to tell the whole story. He has made that company successful with the people.
I think, in fairness, we should say that Bernie Marcus and Kendall and Drummond started a pretty good company.
They were legends, and they built a great company, but it's doing better than it ever has
Benevolent
before.
leadership.
That is, focus on the success of those around you more than your own success.
Permission paradox?
Find creative and effective ways to get access to the opportunities that you really want.
And positive differentiation.
Don't just do what people tell you to do. Do your jobs well, but then find innovative ways to add value.
And even the right fit, even I can figure out.
find the right fit.
It's also one of the toughest, isn't it?
It is tough, but you know what? If you know that that's a key, migrate over time into those things that you do well, you work with people that you like and respect, and that you're really happy and hitting on all cylinders.
All this week we'll be introducing you to a number of exceptional people, men and women who found the secret to special careers and special lives. Tonight, Howard Schultz.
Hi, how are you?
Are you from Seattle?
Howard Schultz is so excited about Starbucks, sometimes he simply can't contain himself.
Oh, come on. Now, have you had Starbucks coffee before?
Yes, all the time.
You know you're in the original store.
No.
You don't know that?
No.
You didn't know that? You're in the original Starbucks.
This is the store in Seattle's Pike Place Market that Schultz visited as a European housewares salesman in 1981, a visit that changed his life.
I really believed that when I saw Starbucks in its original form, that this was me. That it had all the makings of something that I could both contribute to and hopefully expand.
At the time, Starbucks was in the whole bean coffee business. A trip to Italy introduced Schultz to the Italian mainstay, the coffee bar.
The epiphany for me was that although we were in the coffee business, we had missed the unique relationship and the sense of community and the personalization of coffee by the cup.
Schultz raced back to Seattle to convince his bosses that Starbucks needed to change.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a very successful meeting.
So Schultz left, opening Il Giornale, a coffee bar based on the Italian tradition. 17 months later, he bought Starbucks from his old employers. The oldest son of a struggling working-class family from Brooklyn, Schultz wanted to build a different kind of company.
My dad was a classic blue-collar worker in the 50s and 60s, and he had a series of terrible blue-collar jobs. And as a young boy, I saw not only the poor pay associated with that, but it began to fracture his self-esteem. And witnessing that and all the things that came with it, I wanted to try and build the kind of company that my father never got a chance to work for.
Double short? Awesome. Thank you.
To start, employees are called partners, and all who work 20 hours a week or more receive full benefits. Part of the benefits package, stock options in the company's Beanstalk program.
What that did is that transformed the company. It really created a level of trust and confidence between the management of the business and everybody else, put everyone on the same page.
So in the beginning of the class,
Starbucks also spends more money on training than advertising.
The difference between the Starbucks roast and all others.
Classes like this one for employees from around the world imprint the Starbucks mantra.
Flavor, body, and a perfect cup of coffee is not linked to profitability.
Profitability is not a problem at Starbucks. More than 7,000 stores in 30 countries. 3 to 4 new stores open every day, and 200 new hires report for work every 24 hours, adding to a worldwide staff of 70,000 people. Ranked as one of the best places to work and a spot on the Fortune 500, Schultz has a lot to be proud of.
There's been a lot of milestones, and but again, I must say these are early days. You haven't seen anything yet. Trust me.
Join me now, Jim Citron of Spencer Stewart. He's the co-author of The 5 Patterns of Extraordinary Careers. Jim, good to have you with us.
Great to be here.
The book focuses on 5 elements that you've identified that are important to finding both success and satisfaction in life. With Howard Schultz, you focus on finding the right fit.
Yeah.
How much luck is involved in that?
Well, Howard's a great example of finding the right fit, which is one of the 5 patterns of extraordinary careers. He migrated from a career as a Xerox and a houseware salesman to the magic of coffee. In the process, he transformed his own career and society through the creation of Starbucks brand. But the key for Howard was working in a role that he loves and plays to his natural strengths with people who he likes and respects, and really doing something that he believes in.
And you have to admit that Howard Schultz also has a unique situation in which extraordinary profitability and margins that enable him to create that company that his father, or at least Howard, would have liked his father to have worked at. Do you think enough leaders, business leaders in particular, people with extraordinary careers, do enough for the people who really make the company?
Well, we did 3 years of research into what makes great careers, and one of the most important findings was something we called benevolent leadership, which is focus as much as on the success of those around you as your own success. And Howard is the living embodiment of the benevolent leader. He built the company with soul and with morale, and all the benefits and the stock options programs has helped actually pay for itself through reduced turnover and greater retention.
And you also talk about the personal value. How does one discover that, particularly in an age that we're living in, where college graduates on the younger side, middle-aged workers, either losing jobs or not being able to find them, not being able to achieve the opportunity to get the experience they need?
Well, the key, Lou, is to over time be self-aware, find the things that you're really great at, and then migrate over time into those roles. Howard, for example, he's in a current role that he is the chief evangelist for.